Oh man,
Too late. I'm jamming pizza down my throat like it's free.
do it up, cause here we go.
Welcome to the Talkin' Moto Podcast.
Presented by ScottKingDesigns.com. Hosted by Jeff Klein.
Pretty sure she gets a lot of comments about how effing hot she is, so she's probably tired of him.
Jason Place.
But
Well, you kind of had to suspect that that's what was going on anyway.
And SKD. Oh, I hope we don't lose everything. I'm gonna feel like a jackass. Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Talkin' Moto podcast presented by ScottKingDesigns.com. Round 6 from Redbud. Halfway point of the series. Ken Roxon. He pretty much kicked ass. Jeremy Martin, 1-2, so first overall for him. Lots to talk about tonight. Redbud. Jason was up at Staples. We got Moto Fest coming up this weekend. Moto Kazi has their mid-season championship. We got a pair of tickets to give away for Millville. And, you guys might have heard of our guest. He's a 4-time Arena Cross champ. Tyler Bowers is coming on, so pretty excited about that.
Woo!
Woo!
And Ric Flair is here.
He's new. We just added him.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So, come on, computer. It's too early to be acting up. But we got to thank, everyone that's helping us out. Plainview Power Sports. They gave us the tickets last week to Redbud. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Kevin was our winner, and I thought it was pretty cool. I think him and his wife went out. So someone took a photo of him kind of looking at the track, and it looked like they took a magic marker and wrote Talkin' Moto Podcast on the back of his American flag type t-shirt, I believe it was. So I thought that
I was only disappointed that he didn't write SKD in permanent marker underneath it.
that was pretty cool. I'm like, man, that's awesome. So thanks Kevin for listening. Thanks to Plainview Power Sports. We got Northland MX, FTM, the Fine Tune Motorsports, MB1 Suspension, Moto Kazi, Black Diamond MX, Hardline MX, Minnesota District 23, the Bicycle Works. A big thanks this week to the boys at the Open Mic Podcast. As you can see, if you are listening live and you're in the chat room, those guys are sponsoring the chat room this week. So big thanks to Andy and Chad, and especially Andy. He was helping me out with some stuff yesterday. So that's super cool. And then, of course, that damn bait shop and SKD.
OMP!
Whew. So lots going on.
Who's your helium supplier this week, Scott?
McDonald's and my Coca-Cola.
Okay.
That was a lot, huh? That's a hell of an intro.
Voice sounded a little high there, so I just thought maybe you were inhaling something.
It's all just take a minute and breathe. But we got a few more likes, so people need to get over and like us on Facebook, facebook.com/TalkinMoto, and of course the Twitter at TalkinMoto, Instagram at TalkinMoto Podcast.
Talkin' Moto.
Boom.
Sounds like a kung fu show or something. Talkin' Moto.
Jason was kind of making fun of me earlier before we started. Had a little noise in the office. We are cutting out stickers like crazy. So, what is that, 2 weeks? And we're going to be seeing some dirt bikes at Millville, correct?
Yep.
2 weeks.
Yep.
Man. So, yeah. So if you guys see me, and I'll bring a ton for you guys to hand out too. So we're going to have a bunch of stickers to hand out. I'm going to try to get some t-shirts, so I'll have t-shirts available. Hopefully we can sell them there and not get in trouble. That would be cool.
Think we'll get in trouble?
We will try, and if they yell at us, we'll ask for forgiveness, not for permission.
what the hell is this?
Is that how that works?
I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. Yep. So, how'd Staples turn out?
It was good. I thought it was a good time. Rare appearance by the number 85, Ocho Cinco.
Very rare these days.
Whoa.
Bastard came off the couch and kicked my ass. Not real happy about that.
Matt asked me how I did, and I said, "Oh, I'm out of shape. I mean, all right, but I'm out of shape." And he said, "So did Jason beat you?" And I said, "Well, I'm not that out of shape."
Ouch.
What a
No, it was a good time. The track was a little sketchy in the morning with the rain they had overnight on Saturday night, but it turned out to be a pretty good track by the end of the day Sunday. I wish I'd had the ambition to stay late and do the other moto, but I pulled out before it was over.
I was talking to Sharon before I left, and I told her, I said, I'm pretty sure just about any other track we wouldn't have been racing Sunday after that storm that we had on, or I should say multiple storms we had on Saturday night. It was just friggin' insane, and I figured there was no way in hell we'd be racing, but they did a hell of a nice job getting the place whipped into shape and had a really good time. It's kind of a shame because the track was so awesome on Saturday for practice. I mean, I don't think I've ever ridden there when it's been that awesome. I just loved it.
I want to ride it when it's really dry and see how much more it could be like our tracks down here as far as the soil goes.
Yeah,
Because I feel like if it dried out really, for a couple weeks, it would feel a lot more like home.
I kind of don't think so. I think when you actually go out and look at it, there's a lot more sand and little rocks, and I mean it's more like that of a gravel pit than as of I would actually compare it. I was thinking about this weekend. I think the reason I liked it so much this weekend is because it reminded me of Elko. That's how it shaped up.
Yeah.
And
see, if I rode it in a front like that, that would be awesome. I didn't quite feel like that on Sunday, but
yeah, I didn't feel that way so much Sunday. Although by the second Moto Sunday, I kind of felt like that again. But Saturday, that's what it reminded me of all day. I just loved it.
Sadly, that's now movie theater. Moment of silence, please.
I might go see a movie there, guys. I'm just telling you. I don't hold grudges.
I'm gonna burn it down.
Jason,
someone told me there was only like 10 cars at the movie last time, so it doesn't sound like the idea is going too well.
This is recorded. You may not want to say you're gonna burn it down.
I'll see if I say I'm gonna burn it down, and then somebody burns it down. They'll never say it's me.
He confessed. Cool. So I should say, I can't say we because this was all you, buddy. We had a sign up sheet going, and you said you got a pretty good list of people that took the time to sign up, and hopefully when we get Tyler on here, he's gonna pick a number.
Yeah, I got 56 names on the list here, and I honestly can't take credit for it because I didn't do a damn thing. I pretty much got there and handed it off to Steve Boatman and said, "Here, fill this up." And between him and Owen Reese, they pretty much took care of it for me. So
cool. So, and I think that might do it as far as tickets. We might have one more set. I have to look. And then
I was trying to decide if there was a way to possibly give away a set this weekend, but I don't know if we can pull that off.
I don't know. Yeah, because there might be one more set left. I'll have to double check. Because I think, there might be 2 pair left. One pair of 2.
I was going to say, 2 pair would be 2.
Woo.
Get out your calculator.
I know. Carry the 1. So we'll get another winner, and
Winner.
Wiener? No. And I'll get those sent off tomorrow, along with the other ones that I said I'd send off last week. Oh my god. July sucks right now. It is super busy, so But let's see here. Hang on.
I don't think it's ever not super busy
I know.
anymore.
It's just
January. That's about when it's, for me anyway, as quiet as it can be.
Yeah, I suppose.
yeah, when it's cold. Maybe if it wasn't winter for 6 months, that we'd have more time to space stuff out. Maybe I was thinking about that today. What else happened up there? Anything else fun and exciting?
I don't know.
I don't know if that was Chris or who it was. I seen on Facebook they were thinking their Easy Up was going to get blown away.
Oh, that was Steve Boltman just about lost the awning right off his motorhome. It actually got whipped up over the roof. And I felt like kind of a tool because I just sat in my van and watched. But my Easy Up wasn't flying away, so I wasn't going anywhere.
I'm just going to wait for that Easy Up to completely rip off that RV before I go help him.
Isaiah was already out there helping him by the time I realized what was going on, and they pretty much had it wrapped up. So I wasn't leaving the comfort of my Moto van.
Cool. And then coming back, you said the traffic was...
Yeah, not exactly
rough.
the speediest trip home, I would say. It's pretty much a snail's pace. But what do you expect on 4th of July weekend in Minnesota?
Right. Well,
I think the weekend was worth it. It was. I think it was a really good time. We had a ton of fun. Dale and Sharon and Spencer and Gavin, all those guys were just awesome to us. So thank you guys for that. We'll definitely be back. Had so much fun up there this weekend. I can't even say enough about it.
One thing I really liked is that on Sunday when I was heading out, I got third place, and I was picking up my my award, and they offered they do T-shirts for trophies in any position. It sounds like so. I got me a Motor City T-shirt, which I thought was awesome. I like that. Instead of just first place getting a T-shirt, all the trophy positions get T-shirts. So.
Trade them in.
And Owen is correct. Isaiah was out helping Steve with the awning in his underwear.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that either. But yeah, did you see that what Owen had posted in the chat room that all the veterans get into the Pro Nationals for free?
I see that. I also did not realize that. That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Well, shoot. Should we just bring Tyler in right now and get chatting?
Okay.
We're doing it.
Turn the rotary on the phone there.
I know. I wish we could get rid of that. We'll work on that.
It would be cool if we could make it a cooler sound.
Oh, God, he's not going to answer.
Yeah, his damn free applications.
No, it's good. Yes.
Hey, Tyler. Welcome to Talkin' Moto. How's it going?
Hey, good man. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. So, we talked briefly. Now you're lounging. You fell off that motorcycle, huh?
Yeah, I'm down on that vacation life now, I guess you could say. I actually already had plans on getting some hardware removed from my body this month, and so I was going to take a few weeks off after that. I had to get a plate out of my collarbone, and try to get ready for the next season coming up. And actually the week before that, while practicing during the week for the Costa Rica Nationals, I raced down in Costa Rica in the summer. I ended up crashing out at Milestone. Actually had a flat front tire and didn't know about it. I was going over a pretty high speed. It was a little jump, but a high speed jump, and scrubbed it. Lost the front end. Basically did a handy whip and didn't save it. And then so I landed dug my shoulder into the ground, and in the process I broke my scapula, which sounds a lot worse than it actually is. They actually said it's only 4 weeks of healing time because it's a large bone and it doesn't really move around a lot, so it's pretty likely to heal quickly. And then I had to deal with that. I just kind of extended my vacation, started it a little bit early. I got an extra week on it. So, and then Wednesday last week, I went into the knife, got the plate out of the collarbone, and I'm just kind of hanging out now, lounging.
Now, was it the scapula in the other shoulder?
No, it's actually the scapula in the same shoulder.
Shoulder, nice.
Yeah, lucky, right? I just didn't tell my surgeon. when I went in for surgery to get the plate removed, I was like, hey, yeah, I crashed this week. This shoulder's a little sore, so be careful with it. I was like, but X-rays and everything checked out good, so don't worry about it. So I had to lie a little bit.
All right, here's a dumb question. Isn't your scapula, that's your shoulder blade, right? Or am I...
Yeah, shoulder blade. Actually, where I broke mine is it's a shoulder blade. It comes up and then it goes into the shoulder socket, and the top of your arm there is the humerus. The ball of your humerus goes into the shoulder socket there on your scapula. What I actually did is I bruised the top of the humerus, the ball in the socket, and then I also bruised. I had a bone bruise on the socket too, so that's where majority of my pain's coming from. But the break is actually a crack just below the socket, so I got pretty lucky. If it would have been, less than an inch higher, I'd been in the socket, and that would have been something that might have required surgery. I got lucky and broke below the socket, so it's just one of those things that just kind of hang out. I'm actually able to move it as much as I can handle. It doesn't really hurt that bad. The only time it really hurts is if I ever try to lift my elbow up. I kind of got like a dead arm going. I can pull and I can push. I just can't lift the elbow up.
Sometimes I feel like stuff like that is actually hard to heal up from because you're able to do things and you might, it's easier to overdo it.
Yeah, sometimes, I know what you mean, stuff like that, but like I said before, luckily it's one of those things. Actually, the doctor told me if I could ride right now, it wouldn't be a big deal. If I felt like doing it myself, because it's a if you can injury. The scapula is not going to displace itself much. If it's broken, it's not going to really move at all. So there's not that worry of, let's say with a wrist, if you broke the bone towards your wrist, if you're moving your wrist a lot, then the bones would move around and not stay still enough to be healed, correctly. Where the scapula is kind of its own cast, it's just going to stay there and it's going to heal on its own no matter really what you're doing.
Nice. How come I never get hurt like that? It's always 6 months off the bike when I get hurt.
Yeah, usually mine aren't like that either. I just kind of got lucky on this one, I guess.
If you can call that luck, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, you were saying, maybe this was earlier, you have your rod still in your femur, right?
Yeah, I broke my femur. I broke actually both femurs back in 2010. I was leading the Arena Cross Series and crashed 2 or 3 rounds from the end, and was lucky enough to break both femurs at the same time. So the right one was a normal femur break. I broke it halfway down the leg, and they threw a rod in it and some screws. And then the left one I broke up in the femoral head, so in the socket almost, up on the top of the ball. And they had to put some screws to, kind of hold the chip piece tack onto the ball. I was kind of worried that thing was going to give me problems, but actually it's the better feeling leg, the right leg, which has the rod through it. It hurts all the time, man. It's something I've been dealing with, like I said, since 2010. It's just an aching pain all the time, but I've never really had a few months or a month or so to kind of get it pulled out and sit around on the couch, With the Costa Rica stuff I'm doing right now, I had a 5-week break, 5 or 6 weeks between 2 races, and I was able to schedule the surgery. They were actually supposed to knock out the rod out of my femur and then the plate out of my collarbone at the same time. They got in there and tried to get the rod out of the femur, and the screws don't like to. Sometimes it's just like putting anything together. If you got kind of a sloppy guy putting something together. I guess the guy that did my surgery on the femur wasn't so great, and he kind of stripped the screws. You kind of get, if you got a guy a mechanic working on your dirt bike and doesn't quite know what he's doing, he's got to strip the bolts a little bit. So they went in to try to get a hold of the screw, and they said they spent an hour and a half on one screw in the bottom of the leg, and that was the first one they started on. They couldn't get it moved at all, so if it wasn't coming out, then the rod wasn't going to be able to come out. So they kind of aborted mission and just went ahead and moved up to my collarbone while I was, under for a short period of time. So then to kind of minimize the effects of the anesthesia, I didn't want to come out all loopy. So they went ahead and knocked out the collarbone thing and left the rod in. So I'm a little bit bummed. It still aches a little bit, but it's something that, I guess I'm going to have to deal with.
It's always kind of funny when you get in that situation where you're dealing with some of them doctors and how it all really is just kind of a crapshoot. I mean, I had some pins taken out of my wrist once, and they're literally in there with a vice grip and can't get a decent enough grip on it to pull it out. They keep slipping it off. They ended up breaking it and having to pull it out the other way. It's like, I could have done this in the garage at home.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. When I talk to my surgeon, I'm dealing with now, shoulders and knees, is Dr. Greenbaum over in Orange County Sports Medicine, and he actually did my collarbone last Rainier Cross season. I broke my collarbone right before the race of the championship and had to get it plated to race. I broke it on Tuesday. This guy actually squeezed me in on Wednesday during his lunch break, and then kind of plated it up, and then I went out and I raced Saturday, man. So, he's been great ever since. So I kind of keep going back to him. He pulled the plate out of the collarbone and worked on the rod. Just talking with him before everything, he made sure to go over all the pitfalls that we might incur in this whole process, and he talked about stuff like that. It's like, dude, it's basically like going into your garage and trying to work on something. It's same things. I'm going to have the same tools you might have in your toolbox. It's going to be like a screwdriver with a special head on the end to fit this certain rod that a medical company made, and then basically a thing that attaches to the top of the rod and a big hammer, and I'm going to whack it out. It's literally like working in your garage with a drill and everything. I think he even said when he put the plate in my collarbone, they put a plate on it and put like 6 screws in it. I think he even said he has like a full-on like cobalt drill is what he just drills it in with. It's like standard, like went and bought it from Lowe's. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's pretty amazing, the stuff that they do.
So what, can you tell us a little about that? It's Costa Rica, right, where you're racing?
Yeah, I'm racing in Costa Rica this summer. It's a pretty wicked little deal, man. Like, I went down there and raced last summer and won the MX2 championship or the MX1 championship down there last year, and actually returned this year for the summer because I raced, Reading Cross in the winters, and the Babbitts team doesn't do any summer stuff. Basically, they don't want to do any nationals or anything like that, and do it on my own dime. It's just kind of absurd to do it properly. I mean, I can go out there and struggle around in 10th to 20th place, but if I want to go out there and have a good finish, I'm gonna have to spend a lot of money, just get the proper training, proper bikes, everything, keep everything together. But otherwise, it's the stuff in Costa Rica is pretty cool. They called me last year to go down and race, and I do it during the summer. It's a little something. It's light on the body. It's not as tough as the American Outdoor Nationals. They're actually an 8-minute practice on Saturday and 2 20-minute motos on Sunday on a like almost 2-minute track usually, and it's laid back, man. I got fly down like first class on like Thursday, and then race a little bit, turn around, fly back, and just kind of hang out. It's like once a month too. I don't have to race every weekend and beat myself up. It's just a little something to keep me on my toes and keep me sharp. Make a little bit of money on the side.
Is that... I feel bad because I knew you were down there, but I've never honestly heard of it, Is it pretty big down there? It's
something nobody... I mean, it's huge down there. Like, it's funny, when we go down there compared to even, like, in the States, you got your Chad Reeds and Filippoto and Stewart and guys up here, but that I'm sure are a big deal in the public. But I think compared to, like how we are down there, it's like a little bit different. I compare it to it's more well known down there. Like I go down and I fly in, and people at the airport are like, it's kind of like a big deal. Like, oh, Tyler Bauer's the Costa Rican champion here. It's kind of like I feel more like an F1 driver or something like really special than just like some moto guy that's racing in Costa Rica. You know what I mean? It's a big deal. Like the TV is all about it, the newspaper's all about it down there. However, it's all down there. You know what I mean? It's never been a huge deal. It's never been one of those like the Canadian outdoors. It's been getting a lot of broadcasts and coverage and respect here in the U.S. It's just kind of something that's been going on down there, and there's been a few guys that have done it. I know Chad Pedersen did it in years past. Mike Jones did it, and I think Stevenson did a few. There's a few guys that went down there. I think Willow did them too at one point. There's a few guys that went down there and raced and made a little bit of money, and it's just kind of it's a fun little thing, and the competition is actually pretty good there too. There's Roberto Castro he was the past champ, I think. So I won last year, 2013. He was 2012 champion. I remember racing him at Colorado and a few American outdoors that he came up and did. And I seen the guy do 10th to 15th place. He's a top 15 guy. Usually in the U.S. outdoors, I've seen him do pretty good. So, there's him and there's a few other riders, Alonso Pazos and guys like that are they're good down there, man. It's just like you go down there, you're stepping into their world. They kind of know what they're doing, and they rip.
How does that compare, track wise to what you would run in the U.S.? Is it just completely different or similar?
Yeah, it's most of the tracks. There's some good tracks, honestly, but we don't go to them, much. There's a couple tracks that we repeat, during the whole series that we'll hit 2 or 3 times during the year, and there's a few other tracks that are the good tracks. Let's say are more on the outskirts, and we rarely go to them. Let's put it that way. There's a couple sand tracks and stuff like that are really cool, but the main tracks are downtown San Jose, Costa Rica, which is basically like LA. It's a huge town, so. The land that you get for a track's pretty small, so that track's minute and a half lap time, super hard pack, and the jumps are all tiny. So that track kind of sucks, but it's not comparable to American outdoor tracks at all. But it's different, it's pretty laid back, faster tracks. They race amateurs as well on the same weekend as they race the pros. So they got to take into account some of the amateur kids that are going to race on the track, and so they can't be building any crazy giant jumps or anything like that. So it's a little bit more tame for sure.
So you like it?
Yeah, I love it, man. I get to go down there and hang out on the beach and drink pina coladas, good.
Awesome.
And then you got these other guys that are up at Red Bud and Hangtown and all that stuff, and 105-degree weather, just working their tails off. They probably hurt all week long afterwards too.
Nice.
Sounds like a good time to me. Sign me up.
Yeah.
I'll go.
So what?
Yeah, do you need any amateur riders? fill out the series?
We got a couple
I'm sorry,
fill-ins.
I didn't hear you. What? You need fill-ins? You guys gonna go down there?
Yep.
They have, like I told you, man. They have the amateur racing the same day, so they get you in there somewhere.
Perfect.
I'd be careful though, because the top 6 pro guys are good, really really good, and then after that, the competition falls off pretty sharply. So pro class last place is pretty scary, and so if you guys go out there and run whatever you are, what are you guys, intermediate, novice, you're gonna be racing with some pretty scary guys.
Awesome. Sounds like C class to me.
Yeah. It's gonna be pretty exciting for sure.
So how it says, or you said there's a couple weeks in between each round. How long or how many series or races is in that series?
It's like a 9 race series, and like I said, there's a few weeks. Each one's different. Sometimes we had one that there was only a week and a half between 2 rounds. We flew home, and then I had a week of riding, and then I flew out the next Wednesday, and had to race again. And then there's rounds like this one where it's 5 or 6 weeks between. So it comes and goes.
When are you gonna be done? And because you still have one more year left on for super or arena cross, right?
Yeah, I'm signed with. I'm contracted into Babbitt's for one more year. We're just gonna see how that goes. There's some things in the works. Guys are talking stuff like that, and I have a happy home there at Babbitt's. They've taken care of me for years now. It's been 4 or 5 years with the Babbitt's team. Monster Energy Kawasaki's just been great the whole time. I got a great relationship with the guys, and in arena cross right now, it's my thing. I went there when there wasn't a whole lot of guys going there anymore, and there wasn't a whole lot going on in Supercross. It's kind of hard to make a living, and I went there to make a living, and I've helped turn it into something kind of big. So, I'm proud of the Arena Cross series, and I have another year on my contract there. We're just going to see how that goes.
Do you get a lot of people asking you about that, Tyler? I mean, I'm sure you do. Why aren't you racing Supercross? Why are you sticking with Arena Cross? Me personally, I do what you're doing. You're making a living doing it. You got to be having fun doing it. It looks like it's fun as hell. But do you get a lot of, I guess I don't want to say crap for that, but do you hear a lot about that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's like the $1 million question. Pretty much everybody I've ever talked to for the last, since I won the Supercross and back in May of last year, it's just been every time I meet somebody, it's like, hey, why don't you move up to Supercross? It's just kind of like
now you can add my dumb ass to that list.
Yeah, it's just kind of like it's the question, man. It was I knew it was going to come, and it's just like, well, dude, I've been signing Arena Cross for 3 years. Before Mitch Payton gave me the opportunity to ride one of his bikes and kind of help level the playing field a little bit, so I wasn't, one of the privateers struggling to do it on my own. Nobody wanted to give me that time of day. Mitch believed in me and gave me the opportunity, and I went out and capitalized on it. And unfortunately for all the fans that really want me to move up to Supercross, I'm already signed in Arena Cross, and there was somebody there that was paying me to have a good home and taking care of me there. So it's kind of like how do I walk out on that? I'm already contracted in. I've got a job. On top of that, it wasn't like I had like offers from Supercross coming in left and right. People act like it's amateur racing where I just load my truck up and drive to the Supercross. And now I'm racing Supercross. It's a little bit different than that. There's a lot of politics involved, and the certain sponsors want you in certain places too. So that's involved. Everybody's got to come out as a winner. Monster Energy and Kawasaki, they want their Arena Cross championship as well as their Supercross championship. So there's a lot going on with that. So I love Supercross. I love Arena Cross. Would I rather race Supercross? Yeah, kind of. It's clearly the bigger show, but I make a living in Arena Cross, and that's what I'm doing right now.
Awesome.
Is it to me? It's obviously two different deals. Arena Cross versus a Supercross, and when you guys were out in Milwaukee this year, I went out and watched it. It's so tight. Do you ride like your Arena Cross, and then like when you went to Vegas, do you try to ride it the same way, or do you have to pace yourself out a little bit more than you would for your Arena Cross? Does that make any sense?
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a little bit different. I train on a Supercross track during the week for the Arena Cross series. I ride at the Cali track out here in California, the Supercross track they have out here. So I ride there and a couple other public tracks in the area. So I ride Supercross all the time anyway, just to get ready for Arena Cross. But Arena Cross is something I've always done since I was a kid. Like, I didn't really have the money. I was growing up in Kentucky, and I didn't really have the money to run down to Florida and do the whole stay all winter and do the Winter M series like a lot of the top amateurs were doing at the time. So I raced in like horse barns and the amateur day, the National Arena Cross series. I did all that stuff every weekend growing up, just so I could get some riding going. So that's something I've always done my whole life, and it's a skill set that I've honed. It's definitely quite a bit different. I can't say that a good Arena Cross rider, third, fourth, fifth place guy is going to be able to go to Supercross and kill it. Just like I can't say, just because Ryan Dungey is great at Supercross, he's going to be able to come to Arena Cross and just be on fire. Actually, I can say Ryan Dungey can do it because I've seen him race it. He's actually pretty good at it. I remember right before he raced Supercross, he did an Arena Cross in Fresno and raced with us, and he won one night, and I think he got like third or fourth the second night. So, he's pretty good at it as well. I can't say that, these other top pros or top Supercross riders are going to be able to come in and just, wax the guys that have been doing this for years. It's a different game, man. Like the tracks are a little bit easier in a way, but they're definitely a little bit harder too. The whoops are usually bigger than Supercross whoops if they put them in. as of late, the series has been horrible about putting in loops in general. I don't know if they're trying to make it, a little bit easier for these amateurs to transition, but we've been dealing with that. But so the tracks are a little bit easier, so there's less to separate everybody. But at the same time, they're really tight, So if there's less to separate you, and there's a really tight track, there's more spots for guys to kind of get by you, run into you, so forth. Arena cross is so tight that there's not really room to, kind of get by without making a little bit of contact. Even you don't have to clean somebody out, but a lot of times the berms aren't even big enough for two riders to fit through. So you try to make a pass in a corner, and you're gonna rub a little bit. But as an arena cross racer, you got to be smart enough to not take it personal, kind of move on. Maybe get past and just kind of start targeting the guy right back. Give him a couple turns and try to make a pass back on him. So there's a lot. I think it's better for racing in arena cross. It's a little bit more. It's more like a game. You got to really think it out. Whereas when I went to Supercross, like when I rode for Mitch last year, and then when I did the 2-2 thing this year, it was just kind of like it's really spread out, dude. Like you might have a lap or two by yourself before you even get to where anybody's at to have to pass them or get past or so forth. And even then, the track's another 10 to 15 feet wider. So it's you can pass a guy and not even come close to him. It's just it's a different different skill set for sure. I remember last year when I rode Houston for Mitch. It was my first Supercross again in a little while, and I remember going into one of the big bowl turns they had there across the start, and I was wide open, and I chopped the throttle, and I hit the turn, and I came out, and then never went up the berm at all. I ran around the flat, right around the bottom of the thing, and I got back, and I was like, man, those berms are so tall, dude, like I can't even get up them. And the guys they actually thought they thought I did it on purpose. They were like, well, it was actually pretty fast. You didn't waste all your time running to the top of the berm and coming back down. I was like, well, I didn't really mean to. It was just I'm used to tiny berms. So there's differences for sure.
Do you think do you think arena cross is safer because it's a little slower speeds and a little more technical maybe? You think there's less injuries in arena cross?
Absolutely not, because they're I think they're letting especially this last year, now that's the road to Supercross, they're letting, every Tom, Dick, and Harry come in and try at it, So there's definitely some guys that shouldn't even be there that are getting injured, coming in trying to ride. And then they try to counter that with making the tracks easier, for these guys trying to come in and earn their Supercross license. But then when they do that, those top guys have to kind of ride over our heads sometimes to find that extra little bit to, make up time or, make the difference between first and second, and that ends up, making one of us right out of control and end up on our head too. So, arena cross is actually, I think, a little bit less technical than Supercross, and I think for that reason is you'll get some injuries out of it. But it's riding a dirt bike in general. I think whether you're in Supercross or arena cross outdoors, you're gonna get hurt, man. Like, shit happens, like I said, I crashed 2 weeks ago, and it was just because of a front tire, like flat front. After I've raced with flat fronts on one race with a flat front tire, is no big deal, This one time it just caught me off guard and I ended up on my head, it's just, it's injuries, man, they're going to happen.
What I know, and not to keep bouncing back to Milwaukee, but like that's what I noticed, and I don't know how you feel about like your whoop speed, but I want to say Zach Ames. That dude was ripping the whoops, man. And like you can tell, the guys that are obviously jumping through, and I know you were skipping pretty fast too, but I know Zach seemed to really jump out. But then I forget the guy that crashed. He crashed in the whoops, and you skipped right over the top of him.
There was a dude down in my heat race. I remember that one. There was a guy down in my heat race, and he was laying between the loops and didn't have a flag out yet. He had just crashed, and I mean those loops at Milwaukee were huge this year. They were the biggest ones we had all year. It was one of those things where they weren't building them at all, and some of the veterans are kind of complaining about it, and so the track builders kind of got pissed off, and so they just built some giant ones just to be kind of jerks, and I don't think it was really the right thing to do because they got a few injuries out of it, but So they built some giant ones there at Milwaukee, and there's only a handful of us that really could skim across them. Eventually there was a line war in one side, and people were able to jump through them. But anyway, yeah, so I remember skimming across in the heat race, and that guy went down, and they were so big that you couldn't really, there was no shutting down, dude. Like, once you're on top of them, you're not gonna, I couldn't hit the brakes, If I hit the brakes, I was gonna end up laying on them, so I was gonna crash too. So it was, or if I did hit the brakes, I might have just absolutely ran him over. So homie was laying there, so his best plan, best thing I could think of at the time was, kind of pin it and just try to go over like where his legs were, and I knew I could clear him because he was between them because they were so deep, and cleared right over top of him, no problems. Came out the other end, looked back, and he got up, and I think he actually ended up hurt, but he got up and limped off the track, and I wasn't able to get over him without touching him.
Yeah, I remember you going over the top, and then like I remember you looking back or looking down. It's like, man, that's nuts. There's a lot going on at Arena Cross, man. Bikes all over.
Yeah, it's a circus for sure.
Yeah, it's intense. So what's your take on like the race for the championship? How it all? Because was it last year that you had a big lead, right? And then it got, I don't even know what it cuts it down to, or you reset and then you start over.
Yeah. Year before last, I had like 40 points on Ames was second, and he had like another like 60 points on third place, who was, I think it was McDade at the time. And then, like I said, Tuesday before the points reset, I broke my collarbone. So I was already going into the weekend with an injury. And then when they reset the points, what they actually do is first place ends up with, I think it's like 6 points. And then second and third are tied with 5 points. And then fourth and fifth are tied with 4 points. And then so forth down all the way to 10th place. So I kind of you just really get shafted if you're leading, man. Like you worked hard for a good lead, you just totally get screwed. I mean, bottom line, you get screwed. I worked all year for a huge lead, and breaking my collarbone, I would have been able to take, in a normal situation, I would have been able to take a weekend or two off because I had such a big lead. And, I just wasn't able to do that this time. They also changed the points where it's not like typical moto points like Supercross or outdoors where you get 25 for a win and then 22 for second and so forth down, where you actually get rewarded for taking that risk to win, or finish on the podium. It's also like a 2-point difference just from the podium to fourth place, where now in Arena Cross it's 16, 15, 14, 13. It's just 1 point difference, so it's really hard to make up points. It's just kind of they're just trying to really make it really close racing. I guess it's good for the fans, make it kind of even for everybody. But for some of us that work pretty hard in off season and train hard and test and try to get our bikes dialed in before the season starts to make sure we go into the season prepared, so we can win. At the beginning all the way to the end. It just kind of screws us.
Doesn't that kind of diminish the first half of the season, or before they reset it? Seems like
you have to be top 10. You have to be top 10 in points to be eligible for the championship. But to be top 10 in points, you can basically be a monkey.
So obviously, oh boy, we got a killer on the show. Oh, that's Jeff.
Bailey's getting her 2 cents in.
Obviously, on your side of it, you had that huge lead, and now that's out the window. But it would be nice too on the other side, where say you had a couple bad races, and you were down, now you could kind of get back in the mix, I guess.
Yeah, but is that fair?
Right.
Cool, I can get back in the mix, The point to being a champion is to, capitalize even on your worst races you're supposed to overcome, you know what I mean? I was kind of in that position this year going into the season at the first round. Second night, I actually got T-boned, and I actually got T-boned the first time. I got taken out, no big deal. Got up from that, was coming through the pack, coming through about I think I was in 7th or 6th place or something like that. And another rider T-boned me. This kid finished like 10th, 9th or 10th the year before, and kind of had no business even trying to race against me. It was just really stupid move. But yeah, he ended up T-boning me, and it broke my ankle. And I was able to finish the race. I didn't think it was broke at the time. Good old adrenaline. You don't you don't really notice anything till it's over. And finished the moto, and then raced the second race, and I was able to kind of salvage some points for the night. The thing hurt pretty bad, and got back to my doctor on Monday, and got it checked out and found out it was broken. So I went ahead and had 2 screws put in on Tuesday, and back to racing on Friday. I raced the season this year, like you said, in Milwaukee. With Ames going through the whoops. Ames is my teammate and roommate and good friend of mine. We trained together all year, and we hang out a lot. And usually me and him are definitely the fastest two through the whoops. And he led the championship most of the year, and was especially on it in Milwaukee. But I was dealing with going through those giant whoops with 1 foot. It's kind of hard to hit giant whoops and ride a dirt bike with a broken ankle. So I was in that position where I had a few bad races, but even my worst races, I was able to go into the race for the championship with the point lead again. I regained the point lead in Reno. It was the weekend right before the race for the championship, and then went ahead and lost the point lead again the first weekend. Went down pretty hard one of the motos and ended up like 12th or something like that. So I was like 20 points back and had 4 races to make it up, and I made it happen. Kind of no matter, I've always been told that no matter what, that the cream rises to the top. So even with kind of the rules, you're still going to get the same winners. You know what I mean? You had pretty much the same run order the first year that they changed the rules, and then this year, we had a few new guys in that kind of mixed some things up, and then Gibson retired, and a few guys like that kind of fell out. So that mixed it up a bit, but pretty much the last 3 years we've had the same top 10 down to like the same guy got 6th place each year, same guy got 7th place. Ames has gotten 3rd now for 3 years straight. It's your cream's gonna rise to the top and get the job done, and just kind of messing with the points doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
So then I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that you're not a fan of inverting the field then either? Or is it?
No. I'm not a fan of it because of safety. You're going to go out and you're going to take, your back 8 riders, your back half of the field, and you're going to put them in front of the fastest guys out there. And, that just gets messed up because you got the guys in the back racing for money and racing for wins and racing for a championship, trying to, come through as fast as they can. And some of the guys in the back are just not doing some of the obstacles done right. Look at the way that James Stewart goes through a rhythm section compared to the guy in 20th place, but now you're going to get the guy in 20th place a head start. It's not even the fact that we're having worse gate picks. We're not even on the same row, bro. Like, there's 2 rows in arena cross. We're in the back. The top 8 riders go to the back. You're behind that guy. You're behind 20th place. You know what I mean? And in arena cross, it causes some chaos, and then they want to dock points for rough riding when they put you in a position like that, aggressive riding and stupid stuff like that. So it's just kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking with that one. I, on the other hand, do like it. On the other hand, because I have actually been the only rider to win from the second row, from winning the first moto, pulling the 16 invert, and then starting from the second row, I'm the only rider that has come back to win. And it's actually helped me a lot gaining points in a few scenarios, because I am one of the riders that are able to make the passes, because quite honestly, I'm not any damn good at starts anyway, so most of the time I start about mid-pack anyway, so starting on the back row is not that much worse. Now I've at least got other guys back there with me. So, on the other hand, I do like it because I am able to, capitalize on it sometimes and make some points. But personally, of course, I like to pull a whole shot and lead every lap and win, but, you can always have that. And with personally, the way they flip it, I just don't like it because I think it's not safe.
I gotta say, as a guy who's usually riding around in the back, that I don't think I would like it either.
I mean, you got to think, like, if you're a guy running to the back, dude, like, if you're doubling through a rhythm section all night and minding your own business, and you got some clown trying to 3 or 4 through the section, you know,
Exactly.
it's kind of scary, you know. They're just two totally different speeds. Like, I've come up on guys, and they, not necessarily in the invert, but like sometimes lapping guys. You know, I've come up on like a 13th place guy, and you know, bless his heart, he doesn't mean to, you know, but I'll be ripping through the loops, and the guy's like at the end of them, doubling through them, and you know, I just catch him so fast. The guy has no clue I'm there. We go into the corner, and then we tangled up just because, like, the guy didn't mean to get in my way. He just had no clue I caught him so fast. You know, there's just two totally different levels, you know, between the front 8 and the back 8, honestly.
Damn dirt bikes.
Yep, dirt bikes, man.
Hey Tyler, Arena Crosses went through, I think, some changes. Didn't for a while they not allow 450s or something along those lines? And
Yeah,
am I
they
making
still
that
don't.
up or?
No, they still don't allow 450s right now.
Okay.
Yeah, the way it works, they actually a few years back, it was before I started racing Arena Cross again. They were riding a 450 class and a 250 class, and then they went, hey, let's have this great idea, and their excuse was what they do then, they just went to 250 only for a little bit, and then they went to my first year there, they went 450 and 250, and then the following year, I won the championship on a 450, so that was 2011, I believe, was my first championship, and then 2012 was the first year they did the 250 only again. They went back to that, and they actually, when I questioned them about it after winning the year I won on the 450 in 2011, I think I won like 10 out of 19 races or something like that overall. It was just something like kind of crazy. I know it was 11. I won 9 in a row, and then I won 11 total. They went back to 250 only, and they actually said that they thought it would be cheaper for the privateers, is why they did it. And if you really think about it, yeah, off the showroom floor, it definitely is cheaper for the privateers because sticker price on a 450 is like what, 10 grand. Sticker price on a 250 is like 6 to 8. You know. Yeah, so it's a little bit cheaper if you're buying it off the showroom and wheeling it out into the Arena Cross Stadium and trying to race, you know, but I don't know too many guys that are doing that. It's, you know, in the 250 program, you have to pay for motors to get done in general, and then get done quite a bit more. And then, you know, you have to get a suspension just like you would on the 450, and there's more parts you have to kind of upgrade. There's things you got to do to try to make it lighter and, you know, all that stuff. So 250 is definitely harder on the bank. But ever since, you know, 2012, they've stuck to that rule, and we've been racing 250 since.
So obviously you would prefer just because you're a taller dude. You're not
Yeah, dude, I'm 200 pounds.
I'd still call you little.
Yeah, it's got to be tough getting a whole shot on
6'3",
that
200 pounds. Yeah, I'm 6'3", 200 pounds, woman.
So you don't like the little
but
bike.
Get your facts straight.
Whoa.
Dude, I'm fine. I'm fine on a little bike because it's, you know, like I don't know anything different. I've never been 135 pounds on a little bike, so I don't know how great it should feel. Now outdoors, I don't like them for sure. You know, I've had to race up Mount St. Helens at Glen Helen with, you know, Blake Baggett beside me on the 250 while I'm riding 250, and it's just not even fair. But you know, like Supercross and Arena Cross especially because it's shorter sections. I think our top speed's like 55 mile an hour or something. You know, it's not as hard on me. There's some times where they'll put like a triple out of a corner that makes it tough. But you know, I kind of make up for it by, you know, carrying momentum through the corners. So it's not so bad. But you know, I like the 450 for sure, just because it's a bigger bike and a manlier bike, and in Arena Cross you can just leave a stock motor in it and just pop some suspension on it and go racing.
Do you know when they are going to announce the schedule for this year for Arena Cross?
I have no clue. They'll probably change the rules again. Nobody's let me know anything, man. They keep me in the dark.
Tyler, you have to start backwards.
Yeah, that's the new rule. and inverted. Start backwards behind 16 people.
Oh shit.
Hey,
Let us
Tyler,
stand riding on bikes for the first lap.
someone in our chat room wants to know if you've met Vicky Golden and if you have any thoughts on whether or not she can be competitive in the against the guys.
Yeah, I've met Vicky, and she's absolutely horrible. No, she's great, dude. Yeah, no, Vicky was on my team 2012, and at the Babbitt team, and I think she was on there 2013 too. And yeah, she's awesome, man. She's a thick chick, and she's actually probably one of the only female racers I feel totally comfortable with on an arena cross track. I have no, there's some of them that like you're like, oh man, really look in control. You're like kind of wondering. They look timid out there themselves, and like, how do I feel confident going, side by side off a jump with them? But Vicky, on the other hand, is like the one that's like, dude, she knows what she's doing. She's got style when she's doing it. She's confident when she's doing it. She's been having some trouble with the whoops. I know she had a big crash in them a few years back, and I think it's kind of scared her a little bit. But I think once she figures that out, dude, she's gonna be good, man. Like real good. I'm
trying to remember. Is she the one that threw away the lead at X Games doing the one-hander?
No, she's the one that capitalized on that one.
Oh, okay.
that was Rutledge that lost that one. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So. No, Vicky's the one that she's the one in best whip and all that. She was in second in that race and ended up with the win after that. Like I said, she's great, man. She came through Arena Cross this year, did her 3 races and got her points, and she's got her Supercross license now. So you can look for her, to try to make a couple night shows in Supercross coming up soon.
Do we know what coast? I suppose it's way too early to know what coast she's going to be on. The East Coast.
Yeah, I have no clue. Well, she might be doing West Coast. I know she's out here on the West Coast, so you might be able to see her out here on like Anaheim 1 or something even.
Be crazy. Has a chick ever qualified for Supercross? Or even a national?
I know Steffi Bow tried it years ago, and I don't know if she did or she didn't. I don't believe she did, though.
I don't think she did. But
yeah.
Well, I wonder if Shelly Kahn ever attempted it. She's another fast chick on a bike. Was anyway.
Was.
We all used to be faster.
Well, cool. What else you got cooking, Tyler?
Man, that's it, dude. Just trying to heal up some bones and hang out for a little bit, Trying to enjoy.
What does a guy like Tyler Bowers? What do you do for fun other than riding your dirt bike? I mean,
actually,
what do you do? Hunting?
Yeah, I usually go fishing, but I'm out here on the West Coast now, and I don't trust half the fish that you would catch out here in Southern California. I might pull something out with too many eyes or something. So just try to stay away from fishing out here and wildlife in general. Most of the stuff out here wants to kill you anyway. So,
including the people.
Yeah, including the people, right? No, man, I got a hot rod I work on. I have a 54 Chevy truck. I work on a lot of the time. It's got a 350 in it, so I deal with that and just kind of keep it running, cruise it around sometimes. I actually before you called a little bit ago, I was actually outside all day. I've been working on one of those grill tables, man. I'm trying to do like a concrete countertop and stuff, and slide my grill into it and sit outside and barbecue all day while this nice summer heat's going, and just try to do some stuff like that.
God, we could hang out.
Oh yeah. The DIY channel is one of my favorite channels. So.
Right.
I want to do one of that in my new place here. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do it for a while, and finally I just jumped to it, man. I got on that the thing. You guys are gonna make fun of me for it, but I got that one of those Pinterests. Pinterest. Yeah, man. Those things are like you're gonna laugh because I'm sure everybody's wife's got one, but dude, like the things are pretty cool. Like you get on there, and there's all the DIY stuff on there, man. You can build all kinds of cool stuff. It never turns out like it does on there, though. They make it look way easy, but once you get done, it's like totally backwards. So, but yeah.
Awesome.
So we're probably not going to see you hit any of the nationals then, huh? That's pretty much no go.
No, I thought about doing a few, but now with this injury, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I was feeling good on the bike outdoors, and thought about hitting a few at the end, try to get some points to help with for my number next year. See if I get a number, because I didn't earn enough at Vegas Supercross. Was only Supercross I did this year, so I didn't get enough there. I'm sure to earn a number. So I was gonna do a few, but right now it's looking like no. We'll just have to kind of keep our eyes peeled,
I know you said someone got a little out of hand and took out your cable box, so do you keep up on all the nationals or catch them when you can?
Man, I was, but yeah, that's what when I talked to you earlier. There's so many. I was trying to watch Redbud this weekend. It was my favorite national, dude. I missed it. I usually just go there and watch it in person, but this year I had to watch it on TV, and I was sitting there getting ready to tune in, and somebody actually couldn't get my cable to work all morning. Somebody wrecked their car and took out the post that ran it was I guess it was the main post, because I didn't have service on my phone either. I was so pissed, dude. All day I was like, dude, what happened to all the service? My Wi-Fi wasn't working, nothing was working, dude. It's back to the Stone Age. But come to find out, somebody like I said, wrecked their car and took out the Verizon transmitter and took out the Time Warner post too, man. Took it all out, so I didn't have anything. So I missed Redbuds. I'm really not a big clue on what happened there. I think Martin got the overall again, and I think Cooper did good second moto. He won it, right? And then first moto he had some troubles, but yeah, I haven't really been able to see much, man. I've been trying to keep up though with definitely the lights class. I'm super interested in. I've got a lot of friends racing that, and 450, of course. You got to be interested in that. But kind of Dungey and Roxon are really taking over there. Just kind of hoping Stewart, once he got on that roll again, I hope he was going to keep the ball rolling. But Muddy Creek, I know, went pretty bad for him.
Yeah, it pretty much derailed again.
Yeah. I think he's one of those guys. Once he gets it on the rails, man, you can't stop the guy. But like you said, he derailed in Muddy Creek. I'm sure he had a lot going on in his mind before then with the water tests and all that. So I think kind of threw him off his game, and I think he's, like you said, derailed again. Hopefully he can get it back on track here soon.
Yeah. Well, since you brought that up, does the Arena Cross, do they do any testing?
Any testing?
Yeah,
what flavor testing?
Huh?
What flavor testing? Oh, you mean water testing?
Yeah.
No, I don't think they do. I think if they did that, they'd have to eliminate half the field. We don't. A lot of the guys don't need any tests to tell you that they're on drugs. But I've never been tested there, no. But then again, I know Supercross has done it, and I've done Supercross as well for years, and I've never been tested there either. But I think it's just kind of luck of the draw. They'll pick you out one weekend, and you and a few other riders, and test you out. But I'm all for it, man. I hope they end up doing it, but I don't think Arena Cross is at that level yet. Half the guys don't really feel like training anyway, much less take any performance enhancing drugs.
I say let them take the drugs and see who's the best man.
Yeah, right. So you can take them
Just
out.
let it all go.
I've seen guys take the bad kind of drugs too and go out there and win championships. So I don't even know. Whatever, dude. The issue with Stewart, he's supposedly got some proof from years past, and they're going to handle that. That he's been prescribed, the medication for years now, and if they can handle that, great. If not, whatever. I still think he's a freaking awesome rider. I have crazy respect for the guy. He's one of those guys you just, you have certain riders that are fast and certain ones that just win championships. Villapoto I'm a big fan of because of his work ethic, but as far as a rider, he's cool and all, man. The guy's fast, the guy rips, but there's not a whole lot. Billo does it. I'm just wow, where guys Pastrana back in the day and Stewart were those guys that were just like Wyndham too. They were guys that, what the heck was that? Dude just hit the whole rhythm section on his back tire and like it might not even been faster, but it was freaking cool. You know, then you got, like I said, you got guys like Moto that are just like cookie cutter, and Dungy and guys like that are cookie cutter, and they're gonna hit the freaking section fast, and they're gonna win the damn race. You know, but it's cool, whatever. But they're really fast riders, but there's nothing super special. You know, a lot of times, every now and then they'll do something cool, but James has always been one of those guys to me. You're just like, wow, what was that? I can't believe he just went like 5-2 in that rhythm. And then missed the berm. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shit. Well, cool, man. You guys got anything else?
Well, yeah, Tyler, I don't know if Scott warned you or not, but we're actually going to put you to work for just a minute here tonight. Jeff and I were up at a race up in Staples, Minnesota over the weekend, District 23 race. And we got a pair of Spring Creek National tickets to give away, and we had a bunch of people sign up for that. And we don't like being the bad guy, so we're going to make you pick our winner.
Oh, so that means I'm the good guy. I mean,
Well,
you're the bad guy.
you'll be the good guy to one person.
All right, well, how do I pick the winner?
All I need you to do is pick a number between 1 and 56.
56.
Yep.
All right. Number between 1 and 56. I can't do 69 because it's way past 56.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Let's do 50.
50. All right, sweet.
Who is it?
Lynn Lindquist.
Lynn Lindquist.
Lynn Lindquist
yeah.
is our winner. So congratulations, Lynn. Thanks for helping us, Tyler. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. Congratulations.
Sweet. Yeah, we're trying. We've been getting a lot of stuff. We gave a pair of tickets to Redbud away last week. 10 tickets to Millville this year?
Yeah.
Wicked.
So we're trying. Yeah,
is that what that was tickets for Millville right there?
Yep.
Yeah, those were tickets for Millville.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I would like to have tickets to Redbud, man. Go there, crazy 4th of July party.
Well, if you were listening last week, you could have won a pair.
I should have, right? Should have been on it, man. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was laying in the hospital.
Well, cool, man. Well, appreciate your time, and hopefully you guys will come back to this frozen, beautiful state of Wisconsin this winter, and I have to try to get into the pits.
Yeah, I love it. I love it in the winters, dude. It's so great. That negative 40 wind chill weather is just freaking amazing.
Isn't it beautiful?
So hopefully, it's beautiful. I've never seen so much white. I can wear my sunglasses.
You're welcome to take my spot up here anytime.
Yeah. But I know it is nice in the summer. I'll give you guys that. But your winters are rough. So, alrighty, man. Yeah, thank you for having me on the show, though.
Cool. All right, Tyler. Have a good one.
All right, you too, man. We'll talk to you guys later.
Later.
Thanks, Tyler.
Thanks, Tyler.
That was pretty cool.
Woo. Yeehaw.
He was on a long time. Thank
Yeah,
He
you.
likes to talk.
We didn't have to say much.
Yeah, he was all about
Made
it.
our jobs easy.
He seemed to be pretty honest on a few subjects.
That was awesome, man. There's no, he doesn't hide anything. I like it. I like it a lot.
Thank God you brought that up. Otherwise, I would have. Maybe because I have to pee. I would.
I had it sitting here right in front of me. I wasn't gonna let you forget it.
Cool. Well, did they give you your address or their address?
I have an email address here, so I will get a hold of Lynn and get an address to send those to.
Cool. And then I will get those out as soon as I get them. Everyone else's is going out tomorrow, I promise. Maybe I'll throw a couple extra Talkin Moto stickers in there for the delay.
There you go.
But cool. All right, guys, let's hit up the commercial. Uh-oh.
Nothing. Go ahead.
What happened? No.
Don't worry about it.
I thought I did okay. All right.
In one ear, out the other with everything.
No.
Forget it.
No. All right.
It's all good.
I screwed it up. All right, guys. We'll be right back. Here we go. Hey, what is going on, everybody? I just want to say thank you to everyone out there that's been supporting the Talkin Moto podcast. It has been amazing. We have a great group of guys. We have an awesome list of sponsors. So please keep sharing, keep liking, keep spreading the word about the Talkin Moto podcast. And I hope you're enjoying the show. A special thanks to Motokazi.com. Motokazi holds AMA District 23 sanctioned races at both Kellogg and Mankato, as well as hosts the Motokazi Supercross Championship Series, which is all over Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin. They also have organized practice at Kellogg, Jordan, and at Mankato, as well as offer race schools, so you can get all tuned in on all your riding techniques. Make sure to check out Motokazi.com for more details. We would like to thank Mike from MB1 Suspension. Based out of Corona, California, they offer suspension, engine, and coating services. Please give them a call today at 951-371-5045 or check them out online at mb1suspension.com and make sure to tell them that you heard about them from us on the Talkin Moto podcast. Hey, we got Andy and Chad from the Open Mic. It's a weekly comedy podcast, and they talk about anything and everything, and they usually do. I've been on the podcast a few times, and it is a good time for sure. It's Friday nights, 8 p.m. Central. It's available on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher. There's more information available online at theopenmicpodcast.com. Pro Action by FTM is one of our many great sponsors. FTM offers support to you, the rider, trackside, so when you need it the most, FTM is there for you. Not only do they offer great suspension work, but they also have many other great bike parts and accessories to help you out on the track. So make sure to check them out today at finetune.com. The Talkin Moto podcast is proud to announce that they've teamed up with Plainview Powersports. Plainview Powersports is your Kawasaki motorcycle, ATV, and side-by-side headquarters. Located in Plainview, Minnesota, you can reach them at 507-534-3520 or check them out online at plainview-powersports.com. All right, thanks everyone for listening to us on the Talkin Moto podcast. We really appreciate it. If you can, go on to our website, talkinmoto.com. Support those that are supporting us. Everyone's link is up on the website. We're on Stitcher, we're on iTunes, we're on SoundCloud. Everything gets posted up on YouTube. So please give us a like, share, subscribe, and I hope you're enjoying the show. So let's get back to it. Alright guys, welcome back. Like I said when we started, we got a lot going on this weekend. One of the things that's coming up, it's this Friday, July 11th. Motokazi is having their mid-season championship. Practice starts 5:35, races are at 6:30. There's a 12,000. Boy, Lee would be mad.
Wow.
I just stepped it up. Everyone get out to Jordan. Big money.
Screw the announcing gig. I'm racing pro class this weekend. I can't even talk. I'm just like shocked by that amount of money.
It's just making money, baby. So
you're making stuff up.
There's a $1,200 pro purse, prizes for every class, and they also have a pair of tickets to give away for the Millville National, courtesy of Red Bull. So everyone get out there this Friday. More information always on Lee's website or Motokazi's website at motokazi.com.
And I'll be there with a fully stocked moto van.
Nice.
And we'll be doing the announcing again. And then we're going to hit the road and head to Kellogg for the weekend.
Going to Kellogg. Busy.
Always, man. There ain't no rest for the wicked.
Gotta work all the time.
That's right.
Are you going down all weekend then? Saturday, Sunday?
I am. I plan to leave Jordan and head straight there and be at Kellogg for the weekend. So
A big convoy? Is that the plan?
I don't know how big a convoy there will be, but you know, there'll be at least one in that convoy.
Oh, that's awesome. Hang on here. Now the other.
I was just reminded when I looked behind me here. Just a quick shout out to the Pizza Hut in Farmington. I know several of their employees are listening tonight, and thanks for the pizza. It was great. If the next one could be free, that would kick ass. You know, because I gave you a plug.
We could always, you know.
What we can do? We can do personal plugs here for personal gain on the show.
I do it all the time.
Or are they going to send me a pizza too?
I didn't know this was new.
Jeff, call them up and use the promo code or discount code Talkin Moto and see what they say.
I got to get something out of this show. I sure as hell ain't getting paid for this gig.
Dang it. Hey, you're getting...
I'll have to have it delivered to Jason's house because they won't deliver out here.
Well, they pretty much deliver me one every Monday, so swing by. This week I was nice and I left the garage door open so the guy could just pretty much pull right in and didn't have to be out in the rain.
Oh, it's raining again?
Well, it was. I was going to ask that. Does it make me a dick that I ordered a pizza just as the sirens started?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I do it in blizzards, man.
Well, I do it in blizzards all the time, but I thought, you know, severe thunderstorm warning, it might not be the nicest thing to do.
We used to do this when I lived in Farmington. You know, you get home from work, and I never was a big pizza guy, but like the buffalo chicken kickers from, is it Domino's? Are awesome. So like I'd call them up, and you always had to order 2 of them to get like the minimum. So you would order, and like a half hour later, my roommate would come home, and he'd order Domino's too. So they had 2 separate deliveries, like dang, they're right next to each other. But I don't know. I guess they get paid either way. Okay, so the other thing that's going on this weekend, Jason, you, I believe, know a little bit more, maybe, than I do, but the Moto Fest up in Staples.
Oh, man, now I got to find it. Holy, putting me on the spot here.
Sorry. All I know, it's this weekend, July 12th and 13th. You get 2 days of riding. There's 2 moto tracks, $20. You can come up for a great weekend of riding. Let's see, there's tons of door prizes, giveaways, and apparently they have a main track, and they have a new vet track that will be opened and groomed.
And I'm guessing that the vet track is the quad track. We were kind of discussing that over the weekend because I walked around and looked and I saw the 2 tracks. Quad track does look like a lot of fun. Never got a chance to ride it over the weekend, but either way, yeah, they got a pretty sweet setup going up there. I'm not sure if they're still going to have the slip and slide going. It'd be cool if they did because that looked like a lot of fun too.
Is it a big one?
Yeah, pretty good size. It's pretty good size.
Just a slip and slide? Is there a ramp at the end of this?
There was not a ramp at the end of it. They don't really have a pond there to go launching yourself off of, but
throw up a kiddie pool?
It was still pretty sweet. There was a lot of soap in that slip and slide. A lot of soap.
So yeah, so we got what, Jordan on Friday, and you either can go Kellogg this weekend, or you can go do the Moto Fest.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can go riding all over. No excuses.
Lots of sweet stuff actually up there at Staples for the Moto Fest. I don't know. I wasn't listening to what you said, Scott, but yeah, $20 get you in for the weekend for riding. Camping is free. Tons of giveaways. And if the track is half as good as it was last Saturday, you'll be in for a treat. So.
And I believe...
Don't forget the first 250 get a $10 Bob's gift card, I believe.
That's true.
Nice.
Good job, Jeff.
Way to step.
I was listening to Dale when he announced it.
Oh. Well, at least somebody listened to Dale during the writers' meeting.
I think the best way for that is Facebook. Just search Moto Fest 2014, and it's all on there. So check all that out.
It's true. Looks like a good time. Kind of bummed that I'm sorry I'm not going to go to Staples 2 weeks in a row, especially after the drive home last week. I would like to go up there for that, but it's not going to happen, unfortunately.
It's all right. It's all right.
I can only be in one place at a time.
Need two of you. How
Once
far?
you get on that district board, you got to stop the 2 race weekends, Jason.
That's agenda number 1. But if you keep telling people what my plans are, I'm never going to get on that board.
I won't talk about the other plan. I first got to develop my biodegradable tear off.
I forgot about the biodegradable tear.
If anyone wants to invest in my company, send me $10,000. My PayPal will be posted on the website.
Oh, I thought I was in for 20. God, that's got expensive fast.
That's all right. You're gonna go to Jordan this weekend or on Friday, and you're gonna make some money there anyway with that monster purse.
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. Jeff, did you get to see some racing this weekend?
In what form?
I
saw some racing.
Some
He
red.
was
participated.
at a race this weekend.
Did you see any red bud?
I saw first motos for the most part.
Oh no. So then you saw Stewart and Grant collide crash.
Yep.
What'd you think of that?
Totally Stewart's fault.
Nice. I think you're right.
I think he washed the front end. I think he'd have went down on his own if Grant would have been there. I think he washed out and happened to tag Grant as he was going down. But I don't feel like it should have been a day ender though. I mean, he got back up on the bike and rode. That's a little frustrating when you see him kind of. I don't know how bad he was hurt. Nothing. Obviously, I don't know any of that, but I feel like he didn't give it his 100% effort. But I could be wrong. I mean, I'm just a guy watching it on TV. So.
Just a bench racer, like the rest of us.
It just pisses me off because he was, I mean, obviously he had a bad Muddy Creek, so he lost a lot of points there. But you never know. I mean, he could go on a tear and go win 4 motos in a row or something and gain a bunch of points, but just pulling out like that. And then I don't think he lined up for the second moto. Is that right?
He did. He did.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. So, yeah, he just crashed in the first turn. Where is it?
Okay, I haven't seen second motos yet. So.
Yeah, he went 39-12 for 17th overall.
Oof, what happened? So he just went down and then had to charge you the pack?
Yeah, I don't even think they showed it on TV. They just said that he went down in the first turn and that was it. I don't recall seeing him even on the show at all. So they were just busy watching Ken Roxon kick everybody's butt. Jason, I'm spoiling it. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Okay. I only know what I read on that magazine that we all look at.
Hustler? Oh.
I didn't know Hustler was covering the races.
That one.
It's underground.
That magazine that we look at work. I can't look at Hustler at work. Well, I suppose I could, but
Shoot.
DT might get a little upset.
All you gotta do is turn around if you want to see some of that.
Whoa.
See, I was gonna leave DT out of this.
Oh, the other day I saw some underwear and I was not real happy about it. I mean, I was happy I saw underwear and not
that underwear. Enough of that.
New topic. You talk. Here's one thing that kind of bummed me out a little bit is obviously the 450s have enough power to hit Larocco's leap, but Purcell was the only one to hit it, and it was like the last lap or second to last lap of practice, I thought. And I don't know if I read that or if they said that on air, that they actually brought the corner in a little bit. I could be making stuff up. That's what I did tonight, but what's your take on that? Don't care?
I didn't think it looked as big, but I just think that like the best line was on the inside before it. But I don't know. I was surprised that none of the guys, like Baggett especially, because that dude's known for airing it out and he's tiny, so he's got tons of power. But that's kind of a bummer that no one jumped it.
Yeah, just to me, it's like you say Red Bud. What do you think? I think of drunk people yelling Red Bud, and I think of Larocco's leap. And now, essentially, you've cut it down to where half the guys are doing it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but people complain too when they made it easier. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you wanted it to be a struggle for the 250 guys. Because back in the day, the 125 never used to be able to do it, or maybe one or two of them could. And people complained because it got so easy with the 250s having so much horsepower, and now all of a sudden it's tougher again, and you're complaining. So, what's it going to be, Jason? Scott?
I think you got to push.
Who am I talking to?
Whoever's listening to me, damn it. I think you got to push that out and make it so those guys can hit it too, you know? Because I think even if you have that run, not everyone's going to hit it, you know? I don't know. I'm just a sticker guy.
Yeah, I did see the video of Jerry Robin hitting it too, which was cool. I think that was on Instagram or Facebook or something. But
One of them social media.
I'm confused. What was he doing there? Someone fill me in on Robin. Was he qualifying, or was he just doing amateur day, or?
I would have to assume that was just amateur day.
Yeah, I don't think he's. I don't know what his story is. I guess I don't know if he's. I know he's trying to go to Loretta's in A class. I thought. But
Does anybody know is that what Kessler was trying to do when he broke his femur? I never heard what part of the track that happened on. I just heard it happened.
Yeah, I did see that. I don't know. We'd have to go back onto that that was Facebook, right? Is that where you saw that? I think that's where I saw it.
Somebody's got to know.
Come on, chat room. Somebody.
Chat room's been good tonight, by the way.
Nice.
It's been very
except for
entertaining.
someone calling me out being in a bathtub.
I didn't think you were in the bathtub. I thought you were plunging a toilet.
Oh. I don't know what was going on. I guess I don't know. This mic picks up everything, so I can't even. I'm not safe doing nothing. Just gonna sit still.
That'd be a first.
Oh man.
Just pretend like you're at the track in between motos. Except then you would be asleep. So that won't work.
You guys can listen to me snore. I don't know what it is, man. It's like the best. I don't know what's that called. Like a sleeping pill is being at the moto track, just having that kind of constant drone in the background, and then just being hot and bored.
I know you're one of my favorite people to go riding with because you're so much fun.
Where's Jace or where's Jeff?
I stick to myself.
He's sleeping.
What'd you think of Martin and Baggett kind of battle? I don't know if can you even say it was a battle, Jeff, at the end of Moto 1?
I didn't finish Moto 1.
Oh.
I was watching it, but I got interrupted by this frickin' Talkin Moto podcast, so I was trying to watch it.
It was close at the end, but I don't think Baggett, like, it's not like Baggett passed him and then Martin passed him back and it went back and forth. He was like close and that was it. So, but I thought it was pretty good. So Jeremy goes 1-2, gets the overall. Jason's gonna make fun of me. Muskin?
Well, you got it right.
So, did you see?
I don't know. Obviously, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Nobody else pronounces it like I pronounce it. So
I can't pronounce last names. I can't pronounce any names, but but did you see that video or photo of him with his like left leg under like the subframe, like he ran it over and it got stuck?
Yeah,
Dear God.
that's crazy.
So
ow.
I ran my own foot over a few times, and it doesn't feel good. I can't even imagine it getting sucked up in there and stuck. That's got to be awkward.
yeah, when it's pointing the wrong direction, and yeah, stuck. But no,
He continued on, right? No problems.
yeah, yep. I think the track guy or someone kind of helped him, back it up where he could get his leg out. Yeah, he got fourth, so he goes fourth.
How does that affect or work for outside assistance?
I don't know. I was thinking about that, but then I was like, I'm not gonna say anything. But maybe because it was obviously more of a safety issue. I don't know, because I think he was right above or right on top of I think it was the finish line jump. I think, but yeah. So he goes 4-3 for second. Jason Anderson goes 3-4 for third. Are you guys kind of surprised that how well he did Supercross, that it really hasn't done anything outdoors?
Not one bit.
Not one bit.
Not one bit.
Well, he didn't. You got to remember Glen Helen. He was ripping, and he was sitting in third place when his motor let go in the first moto. And, I mean, he's had some mechanical problems. I think if you got rid of those and gave him the positions he was in, he'd probably be a little closer in the fight. He's had some bad races, but I guess if some of them are, if they're caused by mechanicals, it's kind of tough to fault him for that. But
I just feel like I feel the same thing with Jeremy Martin. They're two completely different animals. So I don't think you can say, oh, he's just ripping in Supercross, he's going to go out and win a championship outdoors. I guess I just don't see anybody actually saying that. Aside from maybe your, top 3 450 guys, that's a different story. But that's just my stupid take on it.
I guess I wasn't expecting him to kick everyone's butt. I just kind of thought that maybe he'd be up in the mix, a little more than what he has been. But
yeah, I got to tell you guys, 15% of the 40-man field were from Minnesota in the 250s.
That's awesome.
15%. That's pretty high. But how come there was 41 riders? I'm confused by that. Anyone know?
Maybe they don't know how to count in Michigan. Extra gate. Figured, what the hell?
Yeah, it's a little weird, I guess.
I might have to go to the results. To me, that would mean someone pulled the old provisional. Would that be?
Yeah, but I don't think you... How does that work? I don't think you get...
I don't know. I'm sure there's some stupid rule like there is in Supercross.
I think the provisional, doesn't that just put you into the heat race or something in Supercross?
Yeah.
It doesn't put you into... You can, skip practice and skip time practice and use provisional to get into one of the heats, but I don't know how that would work in Moto. But, yeah, they got 41 riders listed.
Not sure. Yeah, I heard that today, so I have to do a little digging. So yeah, there was a lot of Minnesota guys. And I think they had a little coming out of retirement party. Could we say that? Maybe not for Minnesota guys, but Way was out racing. Christian Craig was out there racing. There's another one. Who am I forgetting?
I don't know, but how about Christian Craig, huh?
Tucker Hibbert is who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah, Christian Craig. We need to get him on here, man. That guy's living in Minnesota now. We should be able to get him on here. That was a heck of a ride to go up 14-14 for 14th. What do you know?
Yeehaw.
No, I'll have to talk to Matt. I thought I seen something MX Matt posted, like, and I could be completely butchering this, but from what I read on Facebook, I don't know if it was Instagram or what it was, that it sounded like Craig was going to start racing again. Does that make... It was something about hate seeing him not at the local races anymore, something racing nationals or something. So.
Well, I think he's doing a few, isn't he? Doing the ones... Thought he was going to do Red Bud, Bud's Creek, and Millville. Maybe I'm thinking of Tucker Hibbert, because I know that was part of his plan, too. Just come out and do a few.
But yeah, Zach Williams, he got 23rd overall. He got 20th in first moto. And then 25th second moto, so not too bad. Oldenburg, 36-21. I don't know if there's anyone else in the points that made it.
It must be like the second national for Oldenburg, because I don't think he was... I think he started at Muddy Creek, didn't he? Because he's only gotten 7 points on the year, and I would imagine that he should be a little better than that, although he had a tough weekend. I know he was up front early. I saw a picture of him in the start, and he was right in the front.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, and it was either Muddy Creek or the one before that. He was running top 10 and must have crashed because he went from running 10th to out. Hang on, bear with me.
You might as well just go down the list of where everybody finished in every moto, because that's the only way we're going to keep the listeners happy, apparently.
Why? They being crabby?
No, but they're making me crabby.
Quit being dicks.
Oh, I haven't been watching the thing. I'll have to check it out.
That's a good thing to say to listeners. Quit being dicks. Listen to our show, but quit being dicks.
Don't be so hurtful. I also heard something. Dungy's goggles fell apart. Did you guys catch any of that? I know I read that he said he cased the Rocco's Leap in the first moto and busted out like seven spokes or something, which is not good. But I don't know. I know Pike crashed out. He was done for the day. So maybe the talk... We can't call that the Talkin Moto curse, right?
Not even close.
Not even close.
It was nowhere near our fault.
All right. We'll let that one slide.
How would that have been our fault?
We had Tickle on. So Tickle was out there. Or he said he was going to go. Maybe got some... The curse followed him. I don't know.
No.
No. All right. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty not shocked. Short's been doing pretty good. He went 5.5 for fifth, so yeah, I thought the track was good. I like some of the changes. There's like that big trying to see. It's on like the front side of the track. There's a big tabletop before. This year they hit the triple and then it came back around. Then they hit the tabletop, where I think in years past it was the other way around. So they kind of moved things around, I think, or changed the directions on a few parts. And I thought it was pretty sweet. So I liked it. I thought the racing was pretty good.
The listeners are making threats.
Why?
It's official in the chat room. My house has been threatened to be burned down.
They want to go
buy a firefighter, no less.
He'll make it look like an accident. Shoot.
Good luck with that, because it's so waterlogged, I doubt it would ever burn.
You guys, that's horrible.
So the points now, it looks like Martin's almost got a moto on Cooper Webb now. 23 points up.
Yep, it's 23-24.
That was a pretty good rebound from last week where he lost 31 points. He gained a whole bunch back.
Okay, so what do you think of him and Webb's little? Do you call that a rivalry? Is there something that happened between those guys and the amateurs?
There had to be. I mean, they haven't really. It has to be that. I cannot think of any other time where they've never come together at the pro level that I can think of, like, and had an issue. Unless I forgot something, but.
Yeah, maybe if anyone.
Well, they were two. I mean, both of them were pretty much standouts as amateurs. So I imagine that there was some rivalry there because they obviously weren't always on a team together. So they went there to to beat each other.
Yeah, and it's just like, you'd think your teammate, you go, 1-2, be like, hell yeah, but I don't think they say hell yeah back at that Yamaha rig.
I don't think it's quite like what we think. They're not buddies.
But, so...
They probably don't even see each other much at the races, They pass each other in the truck maybe. I'm sure they avoid each other. Sounds like they're not good friends and don't care for each other.
Which to me sucks. It's like, I don't know, maybe that's your personality and maybe that's what you need to do at that level. I don't know, but,
Well, I think you can't... Some of these guys have a hard time probably liking anyone that they're competing against, And granted, they might be really good friends if they weren't competing. Obviously, they have a lot of the same interests, but I think just like who was it, Bowers? I'm kind of surprised that he's able to, be a roommate and good friend with one of his competitors, his title competitors. It sounds like that guy's finished third, so it's a little, just that way. I think you gotta be able to hate the people that you're racing against in order to beat them. If you like them and you're buddies with them, it's going to be tougher to go run it in on them and potentially, knock them down if you have to win. So,
You're making making an awful lot of sense here.
Plus, I think anyone who's that good at motocross has a huge ego. So they have to think that they're good enough because you have to believe you're good enough. So I'm pretty sure when egos collide, sparks fly.
Whoa.
How come I'm getting a lot of echo here?
I don't know.
No, I don't like echo.
It's okay. I think Scott keeps turning his mic off. Are you having a sneeze fit or burping or what?
Yeah, I had to turn my mic off for a second, so that could have been it.
Oh, speaking of burping, I had radishes for dinner tonight, and they're so good.
Oh, I bet those smell unbelievable.
Oh, I love eating them twice.
Whoa. Yeah, that's what's kind of, for me anyway, I like Webb more at the beginning of the year, and now I'm kind of like, he's kind of going the other way with me here. So, but I don't know if it's the comments or maybe I just don't like how much they're making it sound like they don't like each other. I don't know, but.
Well, and you got to remember too. I'm sure the guys on TV are blowing it up.
Right.
I'm sure those two are just fine with it. It's no big deal, and they just have an understanding that they're not buddies, and that's fine. But I'm sure Weege and GL got to pump it up a little bit so that there's a little bit more interest in the rivalry when those two get close to each other on the track. And it's going to come down to them two from the looks of it. Baggett might be able to put on a charge, but he had a pretty horrible. What was it, second moto?
Wasn't horrible. 2-7.
Well, what did he go, 2-7? Yeah, I mean, lost a few points. I mean, he can't really afford to be losing points, I don't think.
Right. Yeah,
no, he's only 27 back, or 28 back, so.
Well, yeah, I mean, it wasn't that long ago that Martin had almost a 50-point lead or something like that. I thought it was pretty up there. So, yeah, you definitely, guy goes 1-1 and, and no one's really had a horrible moto, like Webb 14, obviously that's not good, but like, 2 DNFs or something on a weekend. And
yeah, Baggett's the only one with a 0 so far of the top 3. He didn't score points in the second moto at Hangtown, but I would imagine that we'll see, I think everyone, Webb's had a pretty bad moto with 7 points. I can't imagine that these guys will get through the whole season without maybe 1 DNF or no points, but hard to say. I kind of expected Porcel to be a little better. I'm a little bummed that he's been able to lead a ton of laps and hasn't been able to close the deal. Kind of a fan of his riding style more than anything.
That was kind of bugging me too. They were talking about that, like Purcell and how he rides a wide
bike.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know, not really buying it, I guess.
Well, he's fast. I don't think that. I mean, he can ride a wide bike all he wants, but he's fast. He just looks like he's slow. He's won the Oakley Bomb Award at all but one round this year.
Right.
So the guy's fast. I don't know if he's just trying to get back into shape or just not comfortable with being super intense the whole time. But kind of surprised to see him make 2 big mistakes in that first moto. He hasn't looked out of control once in the least bit, and then tipped over at least twice. So, and might have hurt his wrist because he pulled out of that first moto holding his wrist. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I saw him holding the wrist, and then he got 39th, but then he came back for 11th. So
I don't know. The guy to me is, I love watching him ride because, like I said, he just looks like he's barely moving, and he looks so efficient. But I just wish he could couple that with a little bit more aggression. And I think he'd probably be pretty damn fast and unstoppable if he could run the same level of aggression as these other guys. But it's working for him, I guess. I mean, this is too bad of a comeback for a guy that missed 2 years of racing, basically. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't really bag on it too much, but yeah, it's like.
But he's so talented, though. I expect more from him, though. I mean, it's.
Yeah, he does. He does good. Obviously he's got the speed to. Gets the fastest lap and then gets the start and then, yeah, it just kind of goes backwards. Is that bad?
Backwards. It's probably not good.
Well, it's easier than starting in the back and going forward. I'm sure it's easier to start in the front and work your way backwards.
It's not quite as much fun, though. It's really more depressing.
I mean...
How about Alex Martin? He had a heck of a ride. What did he get, 6th in the one moto?
6-9 for 8th.
That's damn good.
Nice.
Where's he been all year? Come on, Alex.
He's been...
Probably listening right now.
Well, everyone's listening right now.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's a given.
The whole world is listening right now.
He looked like he got a good start. That's probably half of the problem that he's had, but...
Yeah, he's been definitely inside the top 10, I think, most of the year, so not too shabby.
Shall we?
Sitting in 12th in points. So.
Oh my goodness, I cannot see.
I feel like I'm much more informed here now that I'm sitting here looking at the results and the point standings. I should maybe do this every time. I don't feel like such an idiot when someone brings something up. I have facts to back up what I'm saying.
There's no room for that on this show.
All right, it's starting to sound too good. Let's
We're supposed to make it up as we go along.
Tune her down a notch, back her down. I think it's cool, especially Tomac, second this week. So it'd be kind of neat to see where he would have been if he would have started at the beginning, But
Yeah, I think that would have been. I mean, you look at like if Tomac had been racing. So look at the top four results uh, from Red Bud. You can't get like four nicer dudes and they're out there battling. I mean, it could have been awesome. It would have been really clean, of course, because none of them are dirty. You got Roxon, Tomac, Dungy, and Kennard. Oh, and then Shorty too. So like all the nicest guys in the world battling for a championship would have been fun.
yeah,
But we'll have to settle for Roxon and Dungy battling it out.
yeah. I don't want to nail the coffin, but man, if Roxon keeps us going, it's gonna be pretty tough.
I don't want to think about you nailing a coffin.
Oh, whoa!
Does anyone nail coffins anymore?
Can you
Get
still
your
get
mind out of
it?
the gutter.
I'm just gonna leave that alone.
I think you can get coffins that look like wood. I don't think you can really get coffins that are wood. Maybe you can.
I want you to build a coffin.
Make it happen.
That's no problem. I'll get a couple pine 1x10s tomorrow and we'll slap something together. We'll get an old toe pincher. That's what those are called. Those
Yep.
pointy ones. That,
Yep. That'll be just perfect.
Well, I know they were talking about in the chatter. Oh my gosh, chat room. I know Jackson was out there. Perrin was out there. Who am I forgetting? 615 on the Suzuki. Oh my gosh, he's gonna get mad at us.
Who are you talking about?
615.
615.
what are you talking about?
I'm drawing a blank.
For
here,
local
dude.
guys that made it. Oh, come on.
What class?
I think they were all trying 450. Gonna make me look it up now.
What do you think he? No, there's no one 615 that made the.
He didn't make it, but he was trying to.
Oh. Oh, was it?
Hey, he was with Cody when we went to the area, Jason.
Logan?
Yeah.
Oh, Marzon.
Logan Marzon?
Yeah, didn't he try? Isn't that the 615? Someone verify this.
I don't know what his number is now.
I thought it was something 19.
I know him as 15,
Yeah.
It must be 615 then.
so it probably is 615.
But I know Perrin he wasn't too far off of making it on time, so he was pretty close, so but
So they do the top 36 qualifier right from practice, and then they do a last chance qualifier where they take the top four. Does that sound about right?
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So most of those guys are probably in that race. That's got to be kind of an intense race.
Yeah. Not I don't know if I like that or not. I don't know. I guess it gives a guy that maybe didn't do so hot on the qualifying side of it, but maybe he can race better than he qualifies. Makes sense, but
I kind of like that.
you like the race
I
to
kind of
get
like
in?
that they should. That's what they do in Europe. They have to race to qualify. So Saturday they have qualifying race. Obviously they can't do that here because they do everything's condensed to a shorter program. But those guys race to qualify on Saturday, then they race on Sunday. But that's definitely one way to do it. You got guys that maybe aren't the fastest but are better racers. I think for some guys it's hard to just go out there and do a fast lap versus go out there and battle with someone and go fast. You know what I mean? Some guys just speed up other guys and have to follow someone or be followed by someone to go fast.
Yeah, too. And then I think maybe the other thing is, you're going to have, the groups just like Supercross, on when the track. I'm sure there's times where the track is just, crap. Here you got to go set your fast lap in this slop hole. You know what I mean? I don't know if it switches for second round or how all that works. We might have to get someone that knows what they're talking about on. Or maybe Jackson or, someone that's trying to give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Are you squeezing out a pickle or what?
Who?
You.
I don't think so.
Oh,
What happened?
okay.
Is
I
my
don't
mic
know.
is my mic picking up something?
I don't know. I'm done. I'm done asking.
Stick a fork in Jason. He's done. So yeah, kind of what we were talking about before. I'm cutting a bunch of Talkin Moto stickers out. So in 2 weeks for Millville, if you see me, we'll give you guys a handful too. We'll get a bunch to hand out. I'm going to try to get a handful of t-shirts, and I will have them with. So I don't know that I'm going to give them away, but we'll get them away for purchase. How's that sound?
Sweet.
But other than that, if you guys haven't already, click on in the chat room. Go give the boys from the Open Mic podcast a little love. So it's pretty cool. They have 2 shows. I don't know, Jason, if you've listened to the after show yet or if you found it.
Oh yeah, I have.
So some of it's pretty funny. They do things a little different on the after show. So, but that's on Fridays. It's 8 to 9 is their normal podcast. It's an hour long, and then after the show, they do a half-hour after show, which gets posted up on like Thursdays, I believe. But
It'd be kind of ironic if they did the after show before the show, wouldn't it?
we're gonna tell them mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, that seems like more of their style. I know Chad was in the chat room before. I don't know if he still is or not.
Oh, he was?
No. And you missed it.
Dang it. Cool. But yeah, Andy was definitely helping me out yesterday. We actually got the podcast up on another form of download, if you want to call it that. So
Really?
Oh yeah. Yep. So not only are we on SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, obviously you can go back, check us out on YouTube, but you can, on your beautiful Android device, hit up the Google Play, and you want to search for the Player FM app, and you can listen to us on there as well. So
Awesome.
just another way to make it all happen. But
Are you aware that we have the next Burt Blyleven on our show, Scott?
the what?
The next Burt Blyleven.
No.
You talking about me?
Yes, talking about you.
What did I do?
Well, anybody that ever watches Twins baseball, I don't know if anybody does or not, but I do. And Bert's gotten pretty good over the years of guy steps up to the plate, doesn't even take a swing yet, and he'll call a home run.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff made an amazing call on Sunday
I had a Nostradamus-like experience.
that nobody could have ever called. So we're sitting in the bleachers at Staples, and right after the finish line, there's a nice like left-handed off-camber sweeper, and right before kind of a roller coming out of that corner is a big puddle. And Jeff says that somebody's going to come around that corner, go down, and take a header right into the puddle. And 30 seconds later, Austin Nelson comes around the corner, does exactly that, goes face first right into the puddle.
Did you guys?
I don't even know if it was 30 seconds. It might have only been like 10 seconds.
It might have been. I mean, it was like
the next
right
rider comes around.
It was awesome. Luckily, Austin was all right. I've never seen a bike chain get that jammed up with crap before, though.
Yeah, his bike was totally locked up after that. I mean, he couldn't.
They actually ended up. I talked to his dad, Roger, actually while Jeff was on the line, and he was telling me that there was so much crap in that chain that he actually had to break the chain to take it off. He couldn't just take it off and move it to get it out. He actually had to break it in pieces to get it off the sprocket. There was so much sand and stuff stuck up in there.
Ha. So what happened? You just like tucked the front wheel into the corner, or?
That was pretty much it. Yeah, that corner was pretty slick, and a lot of slop, and you just kind of lost it and took it right into the puddle.
Just face first, helmet down, like splat.
This is going back to the Elko days. Buddy's kid was on a 65, or I think it was a 65 at the time, and remember the old Power Mad jump?
Mm-hmm.
He got a little squirrely, and before that jump, there was always like there's like a pit right there with all the little water. Well, so something must have happened, and I don't remember what, but he was off the side of the track, and I think he just assumed that puddle was just a puddle, right? So he tried to ride through it or across it, and it was a little deeper than that 65 could handle, and it went.
Awesome.
Back in the day.
We talked an awful lot about tracks that are no longer around this weekend.
Should we have a moment of silence?
We already played the whatever you call that thing before. So.
Because what's not around? Elko's gone.
Elko's gone. Mazeppa's gone. I'm gonna start getting teary-eyed.
It's okay, buddy. Those are the only two that I guess that are jumping out at me that are gone.
Mazeppa's the first track I ever raced at. I raced there on 4th of July weekend. It's the anniversary almost. That would have been in 2003, I believe. No, wait a minute. It's coming back to me. 2002. And I got 3rd place in my first race. And I was so excited I got a trophy. And I'd never done it before, and I was terrible. And so I was all, riding the high of confidence. And then the next weekend, I think the 4th was like on a Wednesday, so we went down and raced. And then that next Sunday, I went there and just got smoked by everyone. So
woohoo!
That high of confidence quickly became a low of depression. And, I worked my way out of it to
that is
mid-pack
awesome.
vet rider. So
it happens.
I really plateaued there at some point.
I'm trying to find District 23 points. I can't find them. Oh, you got to look for that big writing that says current point standings. Oh, I quit.
Oh, I know another guy that made it in the 250s. Loberg made it in. I think he had a flat tire, though. Moto 1. I don't know how he overhauled, but he did make it. But he's been trying the Canadian deal, so. So, yeah. There was a large amount of Minnesota connection out there.
Minnesota.
I should have checked, too, because I swear there was like 85 guys for the 450s, I thought, that tried to qualify.
Wow.
And I don't know. I would assume that's got to be up from previous rounds. I'll have to go back and look. It was, I think both of them are right around that 80 mark. Of course, I can't find it now, but.
Of course not.
But, cool. All right, boys. That's it. That's all I got. So,
Wrap her up.
Wrap her up. Thanks to Chad and Andy, theopenmicpodcast.com. Like us on Facebook, everybody. Facebook.com/Talkin Moto. Like us on Twitter @Talkin Moto. Instagram @TalkinMotoPodcast.com. We'll be back next week. Budds Creek.
Also, thanks to Dale and Sharon, Cadlick, and everybody up at Moto City for an awesome weekend. Thanks to Steve Boltman and Owen Reese for helping me out, and our nice little chats. Had an awesome time up there, so thanks again, everybody, for that.
Sweet. And where else can you go? Up north? Go to Moto Fest this weekend. Jordan
That's right.
Friday for mid-season championship. Jason will be down at Kellogg all weekend. And then we're going to be back here on Monday.
I'll be at Kellogg on Sunday too, Scotty. Come on, I don't let you hang. I'll probably be there Saturday too. I don't know.
2 weeks in a row?
I might ride 2 weeks in a row. I'm in really bad shape, so I got to work on that.
He's getting nervous now that he's not a points leader anymore.
The pressure is off.
Was I ever the points leader?
Yeah, you were until I took it from you.
Oh. All right, that ends this weekend. So.
Whoa.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Oh, great. So, now Martin and Bell, Webb, and now you two. Great.
Yep. We're not even going to park by each other this weekend.
All right, guys. Cool. Thanks, everyone in the chat room, for listening, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Sweet.